broadcasting from the basement of La Penta. This is WICR.
Good morning, everyone. We are back with another installment of AM Sports with Sachs, Madeo, and Edwards. Unfortunately, Sean is taking a midterm right now, so he is not with us at the present moment, but he will hopefully be joining us by the end of this show. Good morning, Armand.
How you doing, Ian?
Good. So this week we've got another great show for you planned this week. We're planning on doing an all NBA show, and what we're planning on doing is for the first segment, Armand and I are going to give our Mount Rushmores for basketball, our 5 greatest players of all time, and then segment 2 we will be looking at our personal Mount Rushmores, our 5 favorite players of all time. And then finally, segment 3, we'll do our weekly pick'em. And that'll be the show, and then we'll see you next week. But all right, so let's get this started with 5 favorite players of all time. What we're gonna do is we're going top player at each position, and so I'll start it off. At point guard, I'm going to go with Magic Johnson. Just absolute great player. Played from 1980 to 1996, 16-year career. And he averaged 25 points a game, 7.5 rebounds a game, 9.5 assists per game. No. Sorry, I was reading the wrong line. 19.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 11.2 assists. Imagine that, 11.2 assists.
Insane.
In over the course of a career. 5-time NBA champion. I mean, just Magic was so versatile, and his size at the point position was just phenomenal.
First of his kind.
Yeah.
6'9".
Definitely. He really set up like the prototype for, say, LeBron James, who's a big he's
a replica of him, kind of. A better replica from a scoring standpoint, but they're alike in many ways.
Right. Yeah. Just a big guy who can really distribute the ball and is one of those players that really makes his teammates better. And who do you have at point guard?
This is funny, but I have Magic Johnson too. Magic Johnson, like you said, he's a 5-time NBA champ, 3-time Final MVP, 3-time NBA Finals MVP, and he's a 12-time All-Star. 10-time All-NBA, 4th in assists all time, 2nd in steals. With all these numbers and stats and everything, you would have to say Magic Johnson's the best point guard all time. There's no question about it. And like I had brought the point up about how like he's 6'9" and like how he's like LeBron James. Like LeBron James is similar to Magic Johnson. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. Magic Johnson's my Mount Rushmore point guard. All
right, you continue now. You take shooting guard first.
Shooting guard. We're both gonna have the same person here, so I'm not gonna say all this stuff about him because I'm gonna leave some stuff for you. But it's MJ, Michael Jordan. After being cut from his high school team sophomore year, he went on to become the best player at North Carolina and arguably the best player in the NBA. He's 3rd in all-time scoring, 6-time NBA champ, 5-time MVP, and a 14-time All-Star. What can we say about Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan revolutionized the game. He's a workhorse. He's a determined winner, and he honestly has the perfect stature for an NBA player. At 6'6", 220 pounds, all muscle, quick, athletic. His shot when he first came in the league wasn't perfect. He was more of a slasher, better around the paint. But gradually, over the years, he started to become a consistent perimeter shooter. But all that being said, I don't think there will ever be another Michael Jordan. I don't even think any player should be compared to him.
Jordan, you're absolutely right. What can you say about Jordan? He averaged 30.1 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, 5.3 assists. Balanced line there. 6-time NBA Finals MVP. I mean, that says it all. That on the highest stage, he performed every single time, and the ultimate winner, and just a phenomenal player. He really, after Jordan took the world by storm, Jordan and basketball became synonymous with each other, and really that gives you the idea of how great a player Jordan was. So now at the forward positions, I actually have 3 big men that I want to
put a big man at the small forward.
Yeah, because I think that if we're going straight top 5 players of all time, I think that
I put a shooting guard on my small forward.
All right,
I mean, you could play shooting guard, small forward.
Oh, definitely.
The guy I said he's played the small forward before.
Definitely. Who do you have at small forward?
At small forward, I have Kobe Bean Bryant. Now, I know a lot of you guys can get on my case here, but why not? Why not Kobe Bryant? 4th all-time in scoring. If anyone's compared to Michael Jordan, not saying Kobe is Michael Jordan or will ever be better than Michael Jordan, but he is probably the most realistic comparison to Michael Jordan. He has 5 rings, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, 16-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA team member, 12-time All-NBA defensive team. Most people who are knocking and bashing Kobe Bryant, some people will say that he's not a two-way player, and I look at them like, are you kidding me? How is he not a two-way player? People, especially LeBron fans. I mean, I'm not a Kobe Bryant fan. I like Kobe, but he's not one of my favorite players. I'm just being honest here. But a lot of LeBron fans will try and say that Kobe doesn't play defense. He's not a two-way player like LeBron is. And I don't see how that's possible when the guy is a 12-time All-NBA defensive team member and 9-time All-NBA first team defensive member. So we got to be realistic here. He is a two-way player, so I don't want to hear that argument. He's a two-time scoring champ, and behind Jordan, I would say he's the second clutchest player of all time. I mean, Larry Bird is a really clutch player. Dirk, there's a lot of clutch players in this league, but when Kobe Bryant has that ball with the clock ticking and isolation, Kobe will hit that shot. And when you see Kobe in that situation, like, he resembles Jordan because he gets it done like how Jordan would. And I just think Kobe Bryant, when it's all said and done, he should be on Mount Rushmore. Why not?
You made a lot of good arguments for Kobe. I mean, he definitely is an elite player, but I just can't put Kobe in the top 5 in my top 5 of all time. And for me, if we're going if we're going truly the 5 greatest players of all time, then I actually, for the forwards and center position, I'm gonna have 3 centers, which I know, you can't. You'll be like, oh, how can you have a center playing small forward? But hey, that if they're that great, then they really can. So I would put I guess I don't know which one to pick here, but I think I would probably let me address Kareem Abdul-Jabbar right now. Just a phenomenal player. He averaged 24.5 points a game, a little over 11 rebounds, 6-time NBA champion, 6-time MVP. Kareem teaming with Magic Johnson, that was just a phenomenal duo that the Lakers had in the 80s there. And all right, so now before we continue with our picks for the top players of all time, Sean just walked in. Hello, Sean. How was that midterm?
It was pretty not hard, but a lot of writing, which is why, obviously I came here a little behind schedule. Apologize for sports fans and my colleagues right here.
It's all right, man. Just let us know with that small forward. Who you got?
Well, at the small forward, I have someone who you'd probably consider it too, but I have Mr. Larry Bird.
All right, good pick.
I just look at Larry Bird as definitely one of the top of all time. I mean, 3-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, 3-time regular season MVP, 9-time NBA All-First Team. I mean, Larry Bird is definitely first ballot Hall of Famer. He is just watching him and Magic go at it, because obviously I didn't grow up in that era, but, we all do our research, was just amazing. I feel like Larry Bird had the range, the range that one of the first people to have the range where you would just have to say to yourself, like, my goodness, like how many consecutive 3-point shooting contests did he win? Like, that's just a testament to show you, that's just an example of the range that this guy had. And I feel like top 5 all time, definitely in my book, my ideal small forward.
Good point.
Yeah, we brought up Magic and Larry, and really they transformed the college game and made it really popular with their battle in the Final Four in 1979. And then when they went to the NBA, they just happened to go to the Lakers and the Celtics, who were
rivals already.
Yeah, exactly. Who were two rivals already. And they just brought that rivalry to a whole nother level, and with the number of times that the two of them scored off in the NBA Finals, really they really were the faces of basketball in the 1980s. And all right, so now we're moving on. We have our big men coming up. Sean, you can go first with our power forward position.
Well, my power forward of all time. And remember, this is my personal power forward of all time. An argument can be made. Tim Duncan.
That was actually mine too. I was gonna say Karl Malone, but then I'm gonna talk about Tim Duncan. You go though.
Say Tim Duncan is definitely mine, because if you look at Tim Duncan, to me, the greatest power forward to ever play this game. People say arguably the greatest. You have to pay homage to those that came before Tim Duncan and paved the way for Tim Duncan. But to me, Tim Duncan definitely, most definitely, just the greatest power forward of all time. 4-time NBA champion. I'm just here just in awe. You look at Tim Duncan, for a big man, he's really versatile. I remember there was an NBA Finals where he nearly got a quadruple double, I believe. I believe that was
Wasn't against the Heat? No.
It wasn't against the Heat. It was against the Nets. And even when you look at that series with the Heat, I mean, sure, he was, how you say, a free throw away from capturing his 5th NBA championship in a Ray Allen 3. I mean, we're all going to remember that for years to come. But, I mean, taking that into account, he dominated Chris Bosh. I mean, Chris Bosh could not guard the man, and look at how old he is. I mean, Father Time catches up with us, but Tim Duncan definitely keeps himself up to date and keeps himself up, and regardless of what anyone else might say, just, in my opinion, greatest power forward of all time.
Yeah, that's a definite good point. Like, I was on the barrier between Karl Malone and Timmy D. But when I was researching and doing all my analysis, I'll tell you why I picked Tim Duncan. When I say Karl Malone, I'll say 2 MVPs, 11-time first All-NBA, 14 All-Star selections, but a big but means no championships for Karl Malone. While Tim Duncan, you said, had, what do you have, 3 or 4? No, he had 4.
Four and 1 free throw away, or exactly. Ray Allen 3 away from a 5th.
Exactly. And besides those numbers, just critiquing his game. Like, he's an efficient post scorer, one of the greatest this games has ever seen. He was notoriously known for his bank shot, especially like in the early 2000s. Everyone would be like, how does he hit that shot so like easily? And his defense, he's averaging like 2.5 blocks over was he 16-year veteran?
Yeah.
16 or 17, whatever.
Yes, yeah. So his first year in the league was 1999.
Yeah, and he's a true leader. He makes his team better. And I'll throw you guys out a stat. He's won the MVP of the NBA Finals 3 times. There was only 3 other players to do that. That was Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Shaquille O'Neal. So that has to say something. To be in that boat with 3 of the other greatest players of all time. Tim Duncan needs recognition, and I think that he should be on Mount Rushmore.
Wow, yeah, that's a great point. I'm a huge Duncan fan, and he'll be coming up a little later in the show for me. But I have to go with Wilt Chamberlain. He absolutely revolutionized the post position. I mean, he averaged 30 points a game and almost 23 rebounds. Just think about that. 30 points, 23 rebounds over a 13-year career. Let that sink in for a minute. 30 points, 23 rebounds. I mean, if a guy has that in one game, that's hailed as like the greatest performance of the season. This guy did it for 13 years. Yeah, he had the 100-point game. Granted, that's a great accomplishment. But he was able to do it on a consistent, day in, day out basis.
The only knock I have on Wilt Chamberlain is the time period he played in.
That's true.
Yeah,
if he was to play that in the late 90s, early 2000s, when you had David Admiral Robinson in the league and Pat Ewing and all these other big guys, Dikembe, and all Yao, Shaq, all these guys who could go against Wilt, I don't think he still would be a great player. I'm not taking that away from him, but his numbers would not be to that extent.
And Wilt had the luxury of no 3-second violation.
That's true.
That's true. That's
He
true.
can just stand there.
But I think that one thing you got to look at when you're talking about greatest players of all time is dominance over the course of a career, and so
Definitely made the best of the situation.
so yeah, absolutely. So really, I think when you look at dominance, he was the dominant center.
All right. Yep.
So I would put Wilt up there, and then also rounding out my top 5 is Bill Russell. Yep. I mean, Russell, 15 points a game, 22.5 rebounds, 11 NBA championships. 11. I mean, he's got more rings than fingers.
That's a good point.
I just
Where's he put that one other ring on his toe?
just the fact that he won so many titles and led the Celtics to be great for so long just is a testament to him, and really he's got the Finals MVP award named for him. So really that definitely shows you something. It's not named for MJ who won it 6 times. It's named for Russell. So I think definitely you have to have Bill Russell on your Mount Rushmore. Who do you guys have at the center position?
I really did want to include Bill Russell in this. I love Bill Russell. Inspiration to the game. A lot of players idolize him. However, I had to go with Hakeem the Dream. Hakeem, I wish I could have seen him play more, but his footwork for a big man was insane. I've never seen a big man possess the footwork that he has. So many players, like Dwight Howard, I know over the summer, the last 2 or 3 years, has been training extensively with Hakeem, trying to practice his footwork. No big man ever possessed the footwork that Hakeem had. He was notoriously known for his dream shake by other teams, like that little shake move he does. And I'm gonna throw out some stats about Hakeem. 6-time All-NBA First Team. Great defensive player. He won Defensive Player of the Year twice. He's an all-time leader in shot blocks. 8th on career steals. And he's a 2-time champion. They won 2 years in the Jordan era, in 94 and 95. And that has to say something. He beat Jordan. So.
No. Yeah, no, those were the 2 years Jordan was playing baseball.
He played baseball.
Yeah,
but
so
it's still the 90s, you know what I mean? Like,
definitely. The Bulls were still...
There was a plethora of competition around at the time.
Right,
regardless.
right. Yeah,
I meant like the Jordan era, like the whole 90s, not like...
That's right. They beat out the Rockets in the West.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was on the Rockets. They beat out the Jazz. That's who I was talking about. With Malone and Stockton, and
the Orlando Magic as well.
Right.
Yeah. Benny and Shaq.
Yeah. The Knicks with Ewing.
Yeah, but all that being said, I think Hakeem should definitely be my starting center at the last spot on Mount Rushmore. Who do you got, Sean, for your center?
Well, for me, I have none other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, UCLA guy. And, to me, just he created that unstoppable move. Really, he brought the sky hook into existence.
He did.
And at that time, there was just no guarding that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely no guarding that. And to me, that right there is just innovative in itself. And also, obviously, the man is an NBA champion for 6 times. He's a 6-time NBA champion. That again is a testament to his greatness. A 6-time regular season MVP. The man is just unbelievable. All NBA first team, 5 times, all NBA second team also. For 5-time all defensive first team. So the man, at his height 7'2", like I said, that skyhook, unstoppable. And people always, I feel like people leave him out of the conversation when they talk about rings. They talk about Jordan and his 6 rings, forgetting, Kareem had 6 also. Mm-hmm. That's definitely one of my guys on Mount Rushmore in my starting center.
Good point. Alright, Ian, wrap it up.
Yeah, that's all we have time for with our Mount Rushmore. Obviously, there are a ton of great players in NBA history, and people can be and will be debating who's on Mount Rushmore from here to eternity. Mm-hmm. So we definitely covered a lot of the great ones here today, and we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
My name's Johnny and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet you're gonna regret, cause I'm the best as ever been. Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold, but if you lose, the devil gets your soul.